Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. Tensions between India and Pakistan have escalated sharply after a deadly attack in Kashmir that killed 26 people. India, blaming Pakistan for the assault despite a lack of public evidence, revoked all visas for Pakistani nationals, suspended a key water-sharing treaty, and closed the only land border crossing. In response, Pakistan shut its airspace to Indian carriers, halted all trade with India, and warned that any disruption to the Indus Water Treaty would be considered an act of war. Both nations have scaled back diplomatic staff, and top officials on each side are signaling the potential for military retaliation. The attack, claimed by a previously unknown group called the Kashmir Resistance, has reignited long-standing hostilities over the disputed region, with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi vowing to hunt down all those involved. Pakistan has denied any role and accused India of using the tragedy to push a nationalist agenda ahead of elections. U.S. Senator Dick Durbin of Illinois, the second highest-ranking Democrat in the Senate, said on Wednesday that he would not seek re-election and would retire at the end of his current fifth term. The decision of whether to run for re-election has not been easy, Durbin, 80 years old, said in a video. "I truly love the job of being a United States Senator, but in my heart, I know it's time to pass the torch." The announcement set off jockeying in Washington and Illinois, with Durbin's leadership post in play ahead of a Democratic primary less than 11 months away that is likely to pick the blue state's next senator in 2026. Illinois isn't seen as a competitive state for Republicans, so the action will be on the Democratic side. Among those contemplating a Senate run are Illinois Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton. At least 3 members of Congress are also thought to be considering bids: Representatives Robin Kelly, Raja Krishnamurthy, and Lauren Underwood. In a move to increase transparency and shed light on one of the most tragic events of the 1960s, the National Archives has released more than 10,000 pages of newly declassified documents related to the 1968 assassination of Senator Robert F. Kennedy. The release, ordered by President Donald Trump, allows the public to access federal investigative files surrounding Kennedy's death, which occurred shortly after his California primary victory speech at the Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles. The release follows similar disclosures on the 1963 assassination of President John F. Kennedy and is part of a broader Trump administration effort to declassify documents tied to historic political killings, including the still pending release of records related to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination. The world's coral reefs are experiencing the worst widespread bleaching event ever recorded, with 84% of reefs affected by harmful heat stress, according to the International Coral Reef Initiative. This marks the 4th global bleaching event since 1998, now surpassing the 2014 to 2017 crisis, as warming oceans continue to devastate coral ecosystems. Scientists warn the event, which began in 2023, has no clear end in sight and could permanently alter marine biodiversity, coastal protection, and global food systems. Coral bleaching occurs when warm waters force corals to eject the algae that give them color and sustenance, leaving behind vulnerable white skeletons. While restoration efforts are underway, experts stress that cutting greenhouse gas emissions is the only real solution. A team of U.S. scientists say they may have discovered a new color never seen before by the human eye, following an experiment that used laser pulses to stimulate an individual's cells in the retina. The participants, 5 people with normal color vision, described seeing a highly saturated blue-green hue dubbed OLO, a shade researchers say doesn't occur in natural vision. Published in Science Advances, the study involved directing directing lasers to activate only the M cones in the eye, normally overlapping with other cone cells, producing a unique color signal to the brain. While the findings could help with future research into color blindness, some vision experts argue the existence of a truly new color is still open to debate and may be more about perception than reality. Thanks for watching Braintree today. We'll be right back with more after the break.
Hi, I'm Tom Lyons, a retired captain from the Quincy Fire Department and the author of the book Fighting Fire, A Proactive Approach. Cooking is the leading cause of home fires. Unattended cooking is the leading cause of these fires and related deaths. Therefore, keep a close eye on your cooking. If you must leave the kitchen, bring a utensil with you as a reminder of your efforts. Set a timer for food taking longer to cook. Turn pot handles towards the back of the stove. Keep a lid nearby when cooking. If a small grease fire starts, slide the lid over the pan and shut off the burner. You can take an active role in your safety. Cooking safety starts with you.
Welcome back. A former Braintree resident has been sentenced to 30 months in prison on firearms trafficking charges. Federal prosecutors say 21-year-old Matheus Peroba, a Brazilian national who most recently lived in Summerville, South Carolina, pleaded guilty in December to trafficking firearms and unlawfully shipping them through the U.S. mail. Peroba previously lived in Fall River and Braintree before relocating south. Investigators identified him as a supplier of illegal firearms being shipped from South Carolina to Massachusetts, recovering weapons including Glock and Diamondback 9mm pistols and high-capacity magazines. He will face deportation proceedings after completing his sentence. Braintree's annual Beautification Day returns on Saturday, May 3rd. Volunteers will rally at 8:30 a.m. at Sunset Lake to begin their cleanup of Town Hall, the Historical Society grounds, Penniman Park, Smith Beach, Braintree High, and other public spots. But this year's cleanup doubles as the town's first ever herring run celebration. Residents will get a close-up look at the new fish ladder and viewing platform on the Manatequit River Restoration Project, where river herring are now swimming upstream to Great Pond Reservoir for the first time in 2 centuries following the removal of the Ames and Armstrong dams. The Braintree Senior Center is offering a full slate of weekly programs and special events for residents 60 years and older. Weekly offerings include spa day by appointment, daily fitness classes, game day on Tuesdays, the Asian Outreach Group on Wednesdays, and movie day on Fridays. Special one-day events include a crafts class on April 28th at 1 p.m. and an Alzheimer's support group on April 29th at 4 p.m. All programs take place at the Braintree Senior Center, and you can call them to sign up at 781-848-1963. The Rotary Club of Braintree is hosting an electronic waste day for residents of Braintree and surrounding towns this Saturday, April 26th, from 9 a.m. to noon at 74 Pond Street. Most small household items that can be plugged in will be accepted for recycling. For a full list of acceptable items, pricing details, and additional information, residents are encouraged to visit the event website at braintreerotaryclub.org. The town of Braintree will host a rabies vaccination clinic on Saturday, May 3rd, from 10 a.m. to noon in the parking lot of Braintree Town Hall. Dr. Joseph Cosman will be on site administering vaccinations at a cost of $15 per dog. To be eligible, dogs must have had a rabies vaccination within the last 3 years, and owners must bring their current rabies certificate. Town officials also remind residents that all dogs must be licensed by June 30th, with the licensing period running from April 1st to the deadline. If you're receiving or will receive a pension from Braintree, the Braintree Retirement Board will conduct a public hearing on Thursday, May 22nd at 4:15 p.m. at 74 Pond Street on the 2nd floor. The board will discuss a cost of living adjustment for all eligible recipients of a Braintree Retirement System pension. You can join in person or remotely via the Zoom meeting. Visit braintreema.gov for more information. Thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area.
I'm Courtney Trudeau, the Young Adult and Teen Librarian at Braintree's Thayer Public Library. It's April, so that means school vacation week is coming up soon. Anytime during school vacation week, you can drop into the children's room to make a paper bag robot craft, try this month's Seek and Find activity and look for favorite Disney characters hiding around the room, play educational games on our learning stations, or borrow some books to take home. Did you know that this year is the 250th anniversary of events that led to the American Revolution? On Tuesday, April 22nd, from 2 to 3:30 p.m., get immersed in Boston's colonial history with staff from historic New England and celebrate Patriots' Day with us. Children can dress up in colonial-era clothing, examine reproduction artifacts, make tin lanterns, write with quill pens, and create paper tricorn hats to wear. Best suited for families with children aged 5 to 12, this hands-on historic activities that are offered will bring colonial life alive. This program is funded in part by a grant from the Braintree Cultural Council, a local agency which is supported by the Mass Cultural Council, a state agency. For our teens looking to grab a new book to read this week, come in and grab one of the recently nominated Mass Teen Choice Book Award titles. The 21 nominees were just announced on March 28th. This is the only Bay State award for YA books that are voted upon by the teens of Massachusetts. So now is your chance to start reading so you can pick your favorite when voting opens in September. To see all the books, you can come visit me in the teen room at the library and check out the display of nominees, or visit the Mass Teen Choice Book Award website at mateenchoicebookaward.org. We can't wait for Wednesday, April 23rd from 10:15 to 11 a.m. That is when Miss Ari's Family Tree Sing-Along for young children happens. Little ones have so much fun with Miss Ari. She turns singing and dancing into learning and play, with live music featuring her ukulele and guitar. Miss Ari's performance is fast-paced. She brings shaker eggs and dance scarves for each child to use and always ends with bubbles. Best suited to infants through 5-year-olds, but open to all. Miss Ari's Sing-Along is made possible through state aid for public libraries funds. Later that day, older children ages 5 through 12 on Wednesday, April 23rd from 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. can play hockey bingo and win a bag of goodies donated by the Boston Bruins. Take home a paper hockey game to keep the fun going on at home. Did you know the Boston Bruins are a sponsor of the Massachusetts statewide summer reading program every year? Also on Wednesday for our teens, we have Mandy from Wicked Good Henna coming in at 5 p.m. for a royal icing cookie decorating program. Registration is required and space is limited, so sign up starting on April 9th if you'd like to come make some fun flower-themed cookies. On April 24th at 10:15 to 11 a.m., little ones will be captivated by Rosalita's puppets as Auntie Goose is brought to life in a show. Using a variety of handcrafted puppets, Rosalita's Puppets weaves together a performance that will leave the audience smiling. This show is best for ages 3 and up and is made possible through the use of state funds for public library funds. A few hours later on Thursday, from 2:30 to 3:30 p.m., will be Marble Raceways for Kids, where they can design and build their own raceways. We'll supply cardboard tubes, egg cartons, Legos, marbles, and more. Each must use at least 2 tubes. Who can get their marble moving the furthest from their exit chute? They'll test their raceways for distance and then modify them if they want, for ages 5 to 12. Let's see whose design wins. On Friday, April 25th, the Children's Room offers family board games and drop-in play from 10 to 12 noon. During school vacation week, the library will be closed on Monday, April 21st for Patriots' Day. After that, we will be open regular hours. Tuesday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. For complete information on any event, see thayerpubliclibrary.org or call us at 781-848-0405.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get right into more stories. A local community has become an unlikely target of a rogue woodpecker, as residents in Rockport say a pileated woodpecker has damaged more than 20 vehicles over the past few weeks. Locals have reported shattered windshields and broken side mirrors, with resident Janelle Favaloro capturing a photo of the crow-sized bird pecking at car windows, seemingly mistaking its reflection for a rival. In an interview with NBC's Today Show, Favaloro jokingly said, "We seem to have a vandal in our neighborhood." Wildlife experts say the aggressive behavior may be tied to mating season, with male birds becoming territorial and more likely to attack reflective surfaces. The pileated woodpecker, known for its flaming red crest and loud drumming, is one of the largest woodpecker species in North America. Young entrepreneurs will take center stage at the Free Children's Business Fair this Saturday, April 26th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the South Shore YMCA Emerson branch in Hanover. Kids ages 6 to 14 will be selling their products and services as part of a program in which kids develop a brand, create a product or service, build a marketing strategy, and then open to customers at the marketplace. The event, held at 75 Mill Street, offers a chance to support budding business owners of the South Shore's next generation. Weymouth will pay tribute to 5 Medal of Honor recipients this Memorial Day with the unveiling of new bronze statues at a special ceremony on Monday, May 26th at 11 a.m. at the Ralph Talbot Amphitheater outside of Town Hall. Mayor Robert Hedlund and the Weymouth Veterans Council will lead the event, making Weymouth the only town in the country with 5 Medal of Honor honorees. The ceremony will feature remarks from the Weymouth native and retired 2-star Major General Paul K. Hurley, and will include student participants, local honor guards, and a wreath-laying ceremony for the 50th anniversary of the end of the Vietnam War, and the ceremonial raising of military flags. Funded in part by donations in Weymouth 400, each 6-foot statue will be paired with a citation plaque. Following the tribute, the United States Coast Guard Band will perform a free concert at 1 p.m. The Quincy Choral Society will present its spring concert, I Hear America Singing, on Sunday, May 11th. The concert starts at 4 p.m. at St. Mary of the Hills Church at 29 St. Mary's Road in Milton. Under the direction of artistic director Sarah Labrie and accompanied by pianist Gingy Grimes, the performance will feature a brand new commission by acclaimed composer Melissa Dunphy. Tickets are $20. Just visit quincychoral.org for more information. A new study from Braintree highlights just how costly it is to live in Massachusetts, revealing that even a $100,000 salary isn't enough to cover basic expenses for a family of 3 in major metro areas like Boston and Worcester. The Boston Metro ranked 3rd on the list of the most expensive regions in the U.S., with basic monthly costs totaling nearly $9,950, leaving a family earning 6 figures with a deficit of over $1,600 each month. Worcester placed 14th, where expenses still outpace income by nearly $700 a month. The study found that in 1 out of every 4 U.S. metro areas, a $100,000 salary falls short of covering essential costs like housing, childcare, insurance, and taxes. Braintree noted that if debt were included in the analysis, even more families across the country would be considered financially strained despite 6-figure earnings. Thanks for watching Braintree today. We'll be right back with more in entertainment. Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now, this weekend in entertainment, we have 3 recommendations for you to watch. Up first, Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Road Trip follows a Mexican-American family who have recently lost their connection to each other and their roots, as they embark on an epic road trip that immediately goes hilariously wrong. The film stars Eva Longoria and Cheech Marin. You can watch Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Road Trip now on Disney+. Next, Holland follows a woman whose picture-perfect life in Holland, Michigan crumbles when she and a friend uncover a twisted secret in their midst. The film stars Nicole Kidman and Gael Garcia Bernal. You can watch Holland now on Amazon Prime Video. And finally, Duplicity follows a high-powered attorney who faces her most personal case yet when she's tasked with uncovering the truth behind the shooting death of her best friend's husband. With help from her boyfriend, a former cop turned private investigator, her search for what really happened leads her down a treacherous maze of deception and betrayal. The film stars Kat Graham and Tyler Lepley. You can watch Duplicity now on Amazon Prime Video. That'll do it for news today. Remember, if you're a customer of Verizon, you can watch BCAM TV in high definition on channel 2128. You can also now see us in high definition on Comcast on channel 1073. I'm Martha Konstandinidis, and thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll see you next time.